Welcome. I'm Nora Shabazi, the founder of EBLI, Evidence-Based Literacy Instruction, which is a system of teacher training and student instruction that's based on the research to effectively and efficiently teach anyone to read, write, and spell to their highest potential. So our tagline is to teach the world to read, and we're very serious about that. So thank you for listening. I love this topic about segmenting with letters, and I've been thinking a lot about the science of reading, because back in the mid-70s is when my journey with the science of reading happened. It was before Google was even invented. And so most of my research was done from articles that I think back, I have binders and binders of articles, and I wonder where I got them. I'm not really sure. And how much easier and more efficient it would have been had we had the internet and all these wonderful Facebook groups and everything with people interacting. But interestingly, the vast majority of this research and the foundation of it for sure had been done long before I started, my journey back in the 1990s, and of course, long before now, in 2001. But one of the main things, and I think it's getting muddled a bit in what I see in a lot of social media platforms and different things that I read, is the importance of segmenting with the use of letters. And when I say segmenting with EBLI, all of our students, whether they're AP high school students, whether they're struggling readers of any age, whether they're emerging readers from kindergarten, a whole class instruction, we always have them say the sounds as they write the spellings for them. So even with 3 and 4-year-old kindergarten, if we've got the word of, we'll put placeholders v for the sounds, and then the magic of saying the sound as they write v. All right, we haven't even done any explicit instruction that O can be like in other and Monday and mother, that type of thing, or F can be v, which is not common. But when we show the kids that, very straightforward and simply, it helps them be able to integrate it and remember it and then apply it with accuracy, both in reading and in spelling. So this is something that we do whether we're teaching the word cat to a very beginning reader or mop or anything like that, or whether we're teaching the word surreptitiously to a middle schooler or a high schooler. Saying those sounds as they write so that they can integrate what the code is and segment every sound, which helps them access the sound to be able to put a representation or a spelling for it. And then especially with some of the activities that we do where we allow them to show us, what they think it is, then we immediately give them the corrections. So what's imprinted on their brain is the correct spellings. And when we have so many ways to spell almost every single sound in English, there's about 44 sounds in English, depending on what research you read. But some of them, like the sound sh, there's 20 ways to spell the sound sh. So if your kids know the sh in shop or wish, but they don't know the sh in nation or passion or Michigan or that type of thing, we need to teach them that. And so how do we do that in a streamlined way where they're going to be able to learn it and apply it with automaticity and accuracy? And the way that we have found, almost accidentally, quite honestly, is that saying those sounds as you write the spellings, and very simple idea and not necessarily easy to do, which I think is why it gets murky and when it comes to the point of instruction a lot of times. But my main point, I think, with this blog is to get people to really understand, just because our kids can segment g, r, e, n, and they can say each sound in a word, doesn't mean that, okay, now we stop that forever. We, again, even with lawyers and doctors and all kinds of people that we have taught, doing that, saying the sounds as they write is going to teach them the code, which the vast majority, and I would say, pretty much everybody has not learned, especially when we get to that more complex code and all. So please do not, once we have our kids where they're blending and they're able to do this, a lot of times segmenting is thrown to the side, like, okay, they did that when they were younger and, in those kindergarten, first grade, now we can be done with it. And oftentimes it's also done without letters. So saying the sounds as you write, segmenting each sound, putting a spelling to it, saying the sound, saying it, seeing it, hearing it, touching it, you're doing all those things, using a whiteboard, we do that a lot, is going to really accelerate your kids' everything, their awareness and knowledge of the code, their ability to apply the code. And interestingly, as you'll see in the blog, they're increasing their fluency and their comprehension. And as I said in there, I'm looking for somebody to do some research on that because it's significant and it's ephemeral. Almost everybody in almost 25 years of teaching this way have greatly increased their fluency and their comprehension, especially when we get into the second grade and above, the older grades, without any comprehension or fluency training or instruction. So be mindful of that and looking at ways where you can do that, saying the sounds, matching the spellings, segmenting crisply, and continuing that as we continue to increase the rigor and challenge for our kids. So thank you so much for listening and for reading the blog. And I'm going to put some links for, you'll find some below on our 2 webinars that are going to be kind of talking about this. There's one on phonemic awareness and phonics. The other one is on comprehension, writing, handwriting, and spelling. So join me for those. And again, thanks so much for listening.